This changes everything we know about tinnitus.
Very good. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Ted. Good to see you guys. I hope you are doing well. So, a couple things we're going to do is we're doing a stream for our YouTube community today, and we've been doing some metronome things in our Blues Academy. We're going to pick up kind of where we left off yesterday, do a little bit of reminding people some ways we can have a lot of success with our blues shapes. So it's great to see you, Ted and Vicky, and I'm glad to see you guys are hanging out even before the stream starts. Yeah, Ted's been having to lay out a little bit of your practicing. Okay, a couple of things. First thing is this online metronome. I mean, most musicians have some kind of app on their phone for using a metronome things, but also it's fun to have just the online metronome. It's such an easy, free tool out there. So guys, make sure you check that out, online metronome. I'm actually going to pull that up just to show you. We're going to use this together today. So let me change, make sure you guys can see that. Hold on one second. Just add that window for a minute. So you just go to online metronome, pull that up. It's very simple to use, and I'll just go ahead and press play. There's a slider to control the tempo. Just pull that up, but just a great thing to have as something you can either use on your phone or you can use it on your computer. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is I'm going to be in the membership area. For those of you who have the Easy Jazz course, you know it's the very first thing, right? So let me pull that. Let me stop this for just a second so it doesn't drive you guys crazy. And then let's pull it up in the membership area. And here I am, and I'm going to go down. So if you're at the home, just go down to the Easy Jazz course and then click on that Access Now. And then you just scroll down, and of course here are all your things, and you want to do the very first example is example 1, and it has, of course, the lesson is right there. You can hit the play button, but what we're going to do is just go over this first example. This is a great thing to not only get our fingers working, it works great in blues and jazz, but also we're going to use the beginning blues PDF that I sent out to our email list. So let me go ahead and pull that up as well. Let me see where that is. Got a lot of windows here. Let me get rid of a couple of things here. Okay, there it is right there. Okay, so the beginning blues PDF. Get to where you guys can see that, where I can see it myself. And I think it's right, let's see. I think it's right here. Okay, very good. All right, I'm going to show you why this is important. We have this beginning blues PDF, which is 2 pages long, but it goes perfect with Blues Example 1. Blues Example 1 just gets your fingers going, and then you turn on your metronome here. And let me do that. One second. All right, there it is. All right, so I'm going to get this going. And these are eighth notes, quarter notes on the metronome, but I'm doing eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Or I can do quarter notes. We're starting off really simple at first. Okay, so you guys do that for a while. Make sure you're using all of your fingers every day. So we've been doing lots of exercises. Let me stop this for just a second. We've either been doing 50 days to flying fingers example 1, which is a great exercise to do every day. And then you do that 4 times and then you reverse it. So we've been either doing that, or we take the first 5 notes of the blues scale, which is also shape 1 at iMusicAcademy, right? But this beginning blues pattern gives you an example of ways to lock the hands up. So you have the very first example on this beginning blues 5-finger pattern that I sent out to about 3,000 people today just to make sure you guys have it. But the first 2 measures are just the 5-finger pattern, and then it goes into quarter notes. So you have 1, 2, and 3, and 4. We're just doing C, G to C, A, our most basic groove at iMusicAcademy for the left hand. It's just dealing in quarter notes. And let me pull up the chat just to make sure if you guys have any questions, please put those in the chat. And just make sure, can you guys see everything and you can hear everything? I just want to make sure we're good there. And anybody coming in, make sure you say hello in the chat. And I want to know if anybody out there is motivated to practice. I see we have 7 people watching and 6 likes. That's really cool. And thank you guys for hanging out. If anybody doesn't have that PDF, put it in the chat and I'll make sure you get it. Okay, so the very next measure we're doing on this PDF is, which we just did. You're having quarter notes in the left hand and eighth notes in the right hand. Now, if you have more experience, put it in a different key. Go up a half step. If you're an intermediate player, this is a great way to get playing in different keys. Same fingering. And then sometimes I like to practice in a 3-key approach. I'll take my comfortable key of C, let's say, and you go up to maybe C sharp, something you're not as familiar with, or D flat, however you like to think of that, and go back to C and then go down a half step. And this is a great method for all keys. Now we're going to go over 5 different licks. Now we did this yesterday in our Blues Academy, which I'm super excited about. We have 12 members in our academy right now. We have a couple more that are planning on signing up in 1st of May. So, and we already have people ready to sign up for June as well. So very excited about that. But I'm going to give you guys the 5 licks we did yesterday. We talked about the benefits of using the metronome. And so we're basically just doing a lot of what we did yesterday, because our Blues Academy members, we have Monday and Thursday we go live. Monday is a training where we're on just like we are here, and they get all of the PDFs and they get all of the tips and everything in the live training. And then on Thursday, we do a Zoom lesson for all the Academy members, which is cool, man. I'm having so much fun with this. But let's talk about this metronome. So I'm going to turn on the metronome. Hopefully you guys can hear that. And right now we're at 88 beats per minute. So what I'm just going to do is get my quarter notes going. 1. Okay, now how about eighth notes? That's a pretty good tempo right there. Now for my beginners, let me pause this for a second. What you're going to want to do is, where do the hands line up? Where do the fingers line up? So if I'm doing 1 and 2, when I go to C and A, I'm on an F note. So I'm already thinking about that. And then when I get back to C and G, I'm on the G at the top. So my first lockup of the hands is going to be that F against the C and A. Sorry. And then you go back to C. And notice when I come back down, I'm on the C and A again. Okay, and in just a minute, I'm going to repeat that a couple of times, and then we're going to go to example 3, which already is going to sound like $1,000,000 for you guys. You're going to absolutely love the way you sound when you start just turning this shape 1 out of so many possibilities. You're going to sound like a pro with just one simple shape and turning it around. And I guarantee you will love the way it sounds as you start practicing this stuff. Okay, keep the likes coming in, guys, and awesome. Glad this sound is good. All right, so here we go. Let's go on to the next measure instead of repeating that again. So this is one of my favorite ones to do. It's the 3rd example in the PDF, and you're just doing boom, da, 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 da. So C, E flat, C, F sharp, G, and then it goes on the F sharp, da, da, ba, da, 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 ba, da, which is a great pattern. That tritone, little tension there, da, da, ba, da. So just those 2 measures right there. Let me turn on the metronome here. And this is a great way to practice. Let's say you had 10 minutes to practice, why not focus on these two measures, and you could just get the bass line going, or the C, G to C, A. And I'm thinking quarter notes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe I'll do right hand only for a minute. One, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... Now what does the metronome do? It helps us really focus in and helps us really lock things up. So maybe I need to do right hand only, and maybe I need to go back to the first pattern. And when you're doing this pattern, this is a shape. Let me do a quick pause. Just remember that whatever key you're in, shape 1 works for all 5 notes, and each finger is hovering over one of your notes. And I always like to say, mash it down to where it sounds awful. But every note is hovering over a note that's going to sound really good. So I don't even have to look at the keyboard, and I know that all of those notes are going to work. They're all part of the blues scale, and this is our shape 1. So in just a minute after we do these variations, we're going to go on to the next lick, and all of these licks, except for this first example, this comes out of the Easy Jazz Course Example 1, but all the other licks are coming out of Blues Volume 1, and I'll show you what we've been working on in the Blues Academy, which is really cool. You guys got the email that said exactly what we were doing today, and one of those things is blues roadmaps. And thanks to this Academy thing that we launched, we're keeping up with which licks we're working on and what we've knocked out, and everybody can go at their own personalized roadmap to say, all right, I've completed these number of lessons from Blues Volume 1. So it's been a real upgrade at iMusicAcademy, and I'm very thankful to show this to you guys. All right, so the next one is just, we did boom ba ba da 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 boom ba. All right, the next one is just this. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So we have this. 2. And so we're starting on the and of 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So notice once again, we're not leaving this pattern, right? This beginning blues 5-finger patterns, this PDF. If you don't have it, put it in the chat, and we will make sure that you get this PDF. But here we go. What a great, very simple lick to get into your fingers and into your brain and into your playing. Here we go. 1, 2, and ready, go. 2 and 3 and 4. Just relax and loop that over. Now watch what happens when I go to the 4 chord, which is F. Notice how that still works. Even on the G chord, which is the 5 chord of C. F. What am I doing right there? I'm just doing this. I'm going da-da, and then I go 3, 4, 3, 2, da-da-da-da-da. 1 and 2 and 3 and then 4 and 1. Lots of different ways to turn that one simple idea around, and the way you get it is by practicing this shape over and over and building up a little finger strength. All right, so far we have this. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Very first example in the Easy Jazz Piano course. Then once you get this shape down, you can use it as an exercise to warm up with. But you also know that I like to do this thing called automatic pilot, that as I'm locking it up with the left hand, C and G to C, A, I just go up, down, up, down. And if you have more experience, go up a half step, same thing. Automatic pilot, D. Go through all the keys. We're at whatever your level is, just focus on that thing. So that's just getting the fingers moving, getting warmed up, and also you're training your ear and your fingers, and you're reinforcing this idea of this shape 1, right, which is very beneficial to us. Okay, so after we've worked on that, let's go ahead and go on the shape 2, and this is what we did yesterday. So we did shape 1 was here, and the next lick that we did was, let me remember what, it was blues example 10 in blues volume 1. Let me pull that up just so you go. This is where the fun part happens. Hey Fanny, good to see you. We've missed you in the membership area. We've been going lives. You always ask about that. But we're glad to see you today. All right, so let's do this, guys. So I'm going to go in and show you a little bit about our blues roadmaps. This is something that I'd been wanting for a long time at iMusicAcademy, and we finally, I had a test group of 6 people as students, and they're all members. They've been with me for 2 years, almost 2 years. And we're growing. We've doubled in size, and we have 3 more people we're adding coming up very soon. We added 2 people last week. So it was Helga. Helga's one of our newest members, and then Paul G signed up 2 days ago. So we're very thankful for that. But here we go. I'm inside the membership area. Let me make sure you guys can see this before I go on. I need to exit out the beginning. Oh, let me show you. Before I show you that, I have to show you something else from the beginning blues sheet. Okay, so really quickly, you have the first 4, this blues shape. The great thing about the blues is that once you learn this shape 1, you will learn this in all keys, this shape, right? And a great little tip for everybody is that you have your 5-finger pattern if you're in the C blues. If I go down 1, 2, 3, 4 half steps, 3 half steps down, 1, 2, 3, I go to the A blues scale, and if I play, all of those notes are going to work if I'm in a C blues. You can use the C blues scale, but you can also use those first 4 notes of that A blues scale, and it's going to sound like $1,000,000. So watch this. If I'm just playing this automatic pilot or this. Now here's the A blues scale. So a fun little tip that you can use the C blues or you can use the A blues, because what it does, the first 4 notes of the A blues scale introduces the 6th note of the scale, which sounds so good when you have like dee da 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 da. So that note, that 6th note sounds so good. And then what even makes it sound better is if you just go, occasionally you'll hit that major third. Right? Okay, so let's get back to this PDF really quickly. I have 2 more things to show you, and then we'll get on to the second lick for today. We're going to go over 5 licks, and we'll put it all together. So the next one, I'll just remind you guys this Oscar Peterson kind of thing that we do. So Oscar Peterson used those tritones a lot. But here's a great thing. The tritone is the sharp 4 away from the scale. So C, D, E, F, that's the 4th note, and you sharp it. You raise it by a half step, and you have this sound, da-dee-da-boom, da-dee-da-boom. But notice that if I come down the blues scale, those are all blues scale notes. Okay, that's on that sheet, but that's not even the one that I really wanted to show you. Is look at the very next one. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Measure 7 and 8. Listen to this. So here we go. 2 and 3 and 4. What about if I go to F? Even when I go to G. So even that, listen how easy that is, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right there. Listen to the difference between measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So measure 7 does this. I'm sorry. That. Now listen to what the 8 does. Right? The second one is. So it goes to that fourth note, which sounds really good. I'll play them back to back. Measure 8. Okay, so guys, do you hear how easy that is, right? We have one shape so far that we've done. One shape. It's this same shape, C, D, E, F, and C, E flat, F, F sharp, G, the first 5 notes of the C blues scale. And then that same shape can be transposed down eventually for more experienced players down to A, and you're just using the first 4 notes of that scale. But when I say it's easy, I'm not trying to say that for beginners that it's just super easy to get there. But here's the thing is that as you learn this shape and you build up some confidence, you can literally do one note at a time. I can go, or I could go da 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 da. How about this? Or how about this? And then for my absolute beginners, one of the things I like to teach is what's in the Easy Jazz course that we first did. The very first measure here is going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you get used to locking the hands up with the left hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And all you have to know is your fingering 5 and 2, 5 on the pinky and 2 on your index finger to 5, 1. And where do the beats line up? 1 and 2. There it is right there. That's when you change C, A to F. Okay, so there are ways that we can learn how to lock up the hands to build confidence like crazy. And we start with shape 1 at iMusicAcademy. That's my favorite thing to do. All right, who's ready for example 2? You guys ready? All right, let's keep if you guys are enjoying this, make sure, let's see if we can get up to 20 likes for this. We've been getting those, but I really haven't been advertising too much that we're going live. But let's say we're going to go until 2 o'clock today. I'm going to give you guys a good lesson, and you can come and go as you need to, but we're going to get through all 5 licks, the same thing we did yesterday. And remember that we started off by talking about the metronome and the importance of using the metronome. If you go to onlinemetronome.com, it's a free metronome that you can put on your computer, on your phone, and it's very easy to use. I want to encourage everybody to use that as we're practicing. All right, before I go to this example 2, which I'm about to do, I have it pulled up, the online metronome, and hopefully you guys can hear that. And I'm just going to practice quarter notes right now. 1, 2, 3. What a great way to build some confidence. beginners or intermediate players, go to a different key. But I'm getting this going right here. And maybe I'm going to work on my 5-note pattern. Here we go. Up and down. Or this. All keys, it's going to be the same fingering. All right, so as we go on, let's go ahead and work on, you guys have the metronome going. Let's go ahead and let me pause it for a second, and let's go ahead and do example 2. So now I'm going to go into the membership area. And hey
guys, Bob Taylor here with iMusicAcademy.
The great thing about this is I'm going to tell you guys as we're doing this because it's so important. We have launched our Blues Academy. It's one of the best things that we've done at iMusicAcademy. I've been creating courses for you guys for years. And almost 2 years ago, I started an online membership where I hate even using the word membership. It's an iMusicAcademy family. All 6 people are still with me, and we've added 6 more, and we're adding more. And the reason I tell you that is because I guarantee if you sign up, you end up wanting to be with us, that you'll enjoy it. We go live every Monday and every Thursday. And Thursdays are our Zoom lessons, and Monday is lessons just like what we're doing right now, and you get all the charts and everything, as well as you get access to this new platform, which checks this out. So iMusicAcademy, you're on the home, and let me get rid of the chart again so you guys can see this. It's no fun if you can't see it. I would say, in addition to being the membership is great, the courses are great, all of that, but the community for me is what does it. It's an amazing group of people. All right, so here we go. I think I exited or minimized that. I'll let that catch up, and let me pull up, because we're going to go through the membership now so you guys can see what we're dealing with here. Okay. So when I pull up the membership area, I'm right here, and it says your musical journey starts here, all that stuff. And then right now in Blues Academy, we have Blues Volume 1, Blues Volume 2, Blues Volume 3, Blues Volume 4, Blues Bass Lines, Blues Shapes, All Keys Workout for Blues Shapes Volume 1, or just Blues Shapes, Transposition Toolbox, and the Easy Jazz Course. And then these are about to be loaded in. All of these are done. Blues Volume 1 in all keys, Volume 2 in all keys. But let's go ahead, and we're going to hit Access Now. And here's where the roadmaps come in, guys, is that everybody knows Vicky's a member and Ted's a member, and it is like a family. We hit Access Now. Look how quick it is. And then if I wanted to hear example 1, I would just press that, and you could watch the whole lesson there. There's the sheet music. And right now we're going to go to, it also tells you how many lessons you've completed, and that's where the roadmaps come in. I say, all right, guys, we're going to do this today, and I send out an email, and it's like, yesterday was metronome tips, 5 benefits from using the metronome. And we went through 5 different examples, the same examples which I'm showing you guys today, because I want you guys to know what it's like, the way we do things here. So example 10 is the second example. So there, if you wanted to watch the video, there that is. And here's the example with the sheet music. And I'm going to go ahead and teach this to you guys. Hey, thank you for the 8 likes. You guys are awesome. So check this out. This is a must-know lick right here. You guys hear me doing this all the time, like we do this together. You don't need to play it fast. You need to play it slow. The only reason if I play anything quicker, it's not to impress you. It's just because we have a lot to do between now and 2 o'clock. But I believe in slow practice all the time. I do not sit around and practice fast. I practice slow. And you do have to be able to practice slow if you want to play a little bit faster. But the most important thing is that we have fun doing this. So our thumb goes on the third of the key. If we're in C major, we go up to the third, our thumb goes there, and our pinky goes on the top, the root of the key. So 3 up to the root. Now this fingering works regardless what key I'm in. If I'm in D major, I go to the third of the D major scale up to the root. Right? Doesn't matter what key I'm in, that same fingering is going to work. Isn't that cool how that works? So there are some licks that no matter what key you're in, you're building up this pattern, this muscle memory. And so in this case, this is a good one. So our second lick for today out of 5 is the idea of the third of the scale up to the root. And you come cross over with your second finger, your index finger, and then you go down to the ninth of the scale up to the flat 7. So 3, root, go back down to the third, cross over, and then you do it one more time. You go up to the 6th note of the scale, and then you end with the flat 7 of the scale, which is B flat, because in order to, you take the 7th note of the scale and you flat it, and the flat 7 of the scale, and the 5th, which is G. So we have this sound. Let me do it again, very slowly. Even slower than that, one more time. And what I'm checking to see here is I'm ending on the flat 7 and the 5, the 5th. So here we have this. Again. All right, now let me turn on the metronome. 88 beats per minute. So let's see how this is sounding. So I could go. 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Let me get a beat going. So we have. If I did 8th notes, it would be like this. 1. Again. Now, for most people, especially for my beginners, that's going to be too fast to start that out. So all you do is going to take your slider and let's bump it all the way down to like 45. Let's see how, or 48. Let's see how that sounds. So we have. How about this? 1, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. All right, let's talk about the straight and slow. You guys know what straight and slow is if you hang out at iMusicAcademy. Is if you're having trouble locking up the feel that has a little bounce to it, the way you're going to get it is by practicing things slow and straight. So it'd be more like a classical person would do. So it'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And where do the beats line up? 1 and 2. Okay. So the C and A get the E. 1 and 2 and then guess what? The G, C and G get the D. 1 and 2 and 3. Oh, now the C and the G is with the C again. So notice how I'm putting this into different pieces. And I'm practicing things in sections. Right? There's a success, some success right there. And even when I'm improvising, I often will play things not all the way down, like not all the way. Okay, I might do this. Now maybe go down and F. Okay, now when I was doing that and coming up with little different ways to twist it around, all I was doing was, because I have this muscle memory that we're building up, once we get this into our fingers and we get the sound in our ears, da 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 dum, we can decide to change up the words a little bit, right? This is the way you do with the language. You kind of mix it up and make it your own. Da 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 da. I could go. Or I could go. Now, what did I do that time? See, I wasn't even planning on doing that, but because I went da 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 da, and I went back up. Ba da 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 ba da 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 da. Okay, let's move on. Let's say that we've practiced that for a while. Who's ready for the third lick? Anybody ready for that? I hope that you guys are enjoying this. We need to get to 10 likes. We have 7 people watching, and probably most of you have already liked this video, but I'm really excited to show you everything we're doing. Okay, all of the other licks, well, actually we have one more lick that's not in Blues Volume 1 in the membership area, so let me show you a different lick that we need to do. I tell you what. I won't even worry about pulling it up because it's so easy that that I'll just send it out in the next email again. I sent it yesterday, but it's just the idea of this little Oscar Peterson lick. Who's ready for the Oscar Peterson lick? Let's get to 10 likes, but here we go. So the 4th note of the scale is F, and our C is on top. So our root is on top, and I want you to get this shape. You have F and C to E flat, and all you're doing is 2, 5 to 1. Okay, so whatever key you're in, just know that your top note gets the root, and your index finger gets the 4th, and then you have your minor thirds. You have this, or da 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 da, or lots of different ways to turn this one around, but we'll just do this. Now you guys know that that's a C minor triad, right? C major triad, happy, 1, 3, 5 of the scale, and then minor. What's great about this little simple Oscar Peterson type lick Okay, so very simple, lots of tension there, which I really like the tension that's happening there. And that C minor sounds really nice over that. And even when I go to the F chord, that E flat is a part of the F7 chord. So that's why that will work. You go da-da. Okay, so now, since we've started, we've done shape 1, which was our first idea, and then we did the 3rd up to the root, which is our second idea, and then the 3rd idea is what we just did, the Oscar Peterson lick. All right, so already we have a ton of vocabulary, and I'm just going to turn on this the metronome here, which is at 48 right now. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Automatic pilot. How about this? Or the beginning blues sheet. I go to F. Still the shape. All right, shape 2, or the second idea was this. Or quarter notes. So I have those two ideas that I can just go back and forth and see what kind of melodies and ideas I can make up with that. And then maybe I'll spend time with the Oscar Peterson idea. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now one other fun little tip is that you hear that the metronome, the beat is 48, but a fun little trick to practice is to count instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. If you think of your beat as 2, so listen to this. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Then it gives a nice little swing feel for your pattern. It sounds like you're playing with a band, which is going ta 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 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1. So whenever I'm practicing counting like that with our metronome, it's a fun little jazz kind of tip to do. Is to, when you hear the click, you count 4. I'm sorry, you count on 2. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me do it again. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now your metronome is clicking on 2 and 4. And I would practice like this. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. A few more experience. And always go back to something comfortable. Okay, so that's one. The first example was blues shape 1. Let me stop this for a second. The second example was our third up to the root, right? That's our third one was this. Our fourth one is going to be the C6 lick. So our C chord, C, E, G with our A and the octave at the top. This one is so beneficial in so many ways. One is that you have your C6, your C chord, with the 6th note, which is a great note to have, and then our octave spacing at the top. This is really important because we all need to practice playing the octave. So even if you're playing blues shape 1, it's not a bad idea to practice playing in octave. So the spacing from C up to C. You're building up muscle memory by doing this. You're also working out your hand of opening the hand up to play the space, the interval of the octave, right, which is really important from C up to C. And you keep that shape as you're playing different melody notes. Okay, so what we're going to do here is work on this C6 lick, and one thing that we do, this is another thing, is learning the sliding from the black key to the white key, in this case the minor third to the major third. So my downbeat's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and the pickup beat, that means the beat before the downbeat, the strong beat, is going to be the and of 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4. what I would practice doing, guys, is practice counting like that, where you 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's important to be able to count in quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 13 minutes left. We're doing great. Very proud of you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, but also be able to practice counting in eighth notes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. In this case, the beat comes in on the and of 4. Listen, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And when I get to beat 1, I'm sliding my index finger from the black key to the white key, and my downbeat, beat 1, is when I get to the E. 1, 1. So this is what's called a grace note. When you kind of slide from here to here, the emphasized note is the E note. So E flat to E, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And let's just loop that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And if we add the pickup note, which is the beat before that, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. All right, now that we know that, let's turn on the metronome and see if we can practice that for a minute. 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Let me turn it on. Let me put it back on 88 just so we don't get anybody confused. It's not used to counting on 2 and 4. So we're at 88, 89. Let's see here. That 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4. And I'm practicing it slow and straight right now. 4 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 4. Now notice that I'm practicing this on purpose, slow and straight. 1, 2, 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So my A gets the C and A, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4. Now I'm going to practice it because I have a little bit more experience. Get that groove going. 2 and 3 and. All right, so now I'm going to go back to one of my other ideas because we're focusing on certain material. Here we go. I went back down to the A. Do there, let me stop it for just a second. I went up to, it's a nice sound, isn't it, when you go to the C6 and you go up to that minor third of the scale. Just remember that you have blues scale notes that are always going to sound good. So I'm 3 and 4. Okay, so now I'll add, I'll do any of those 4 ideas, and then we have one more to do, and we're going to wrap up at 2 o'clock. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2. All right, the first one we did is the automatic pilot. Or we did this. So many ways you can turn that around. All right, let's do the next idea. Oscar Peterson. C6 lick. All right, now we're going to finish out this this live for today by doing our most popular lick at iMusicAcademy, the one that is getting us closer and closer to 1 million views. And that is the one that started it all, is a very simple but very important lick of the C7 lick going up to the F chord of the blues, and then the C7. So it's sliding your minor third to your major third to get the triad. And I like the fingering 2-3 to 1, 2-4 to 1, and 3-5. And you back to 2 and 4 and slide it off. So this, you guys know this one. We have done this many times, but guess what? As you're doing that, you're building up what? Muscle memory, right? And it really helps to practice this because you're working all of your fingers. You're getting this into your vocabulary. And remember, guys, that this is either a slide key, sliding from the minor third to the major third, or you're hammering on your 2-3, getting up into the keys and doing your minor third to major third. And that gets you through all the keys. You're either doing one of two fingerings. In D major. Slide key for E flat. Let me go back to C. Okay, let me turn on the metronome, and we're going to finish out by me just practicing this one idea for a minute. 2 and 3 and 4 and... I can do eighth notes in the bass note if I want. All right, guys, let me stop it really quickly. All right, so let's just kind of recap, and we'll just talk for a minute. We have 5 minutes. Does anybody have any questions related to anything that we've done today? Thank you so much for hanging out. It was fun. I'm going to go back to the membership area and just remind you guys of the fun of this. If you want to do what we did today, I sent out the tips of the benefits of the metronome, using the metronome. Let me look those benefits up again, because those are very helpful. I think it's always important to remember these kinds of things. So yesterday, just so everybody, if you're not a member, I want you guys to know exactly what it's like. Monday, and just so everybody knows, you invest in any of the bundles, you get access to this platform, and you can decide, yeah, I want to be a member of that, or if it's, I guarantee everything I do 100%. And so far we have a really good track record. But here's the thing. When I send out everything, it's on your email list, it's exactly what we're doing. I sent out all 5 charts. I said, all right, for our Monday, here's the link. Here's what to expect. Here is the 5 benefits for using the metronome, because yesterday we were focused on 5 licks and using the metronome. Here's what the metronome does. Improve timing. A metronome helps you stay on the beat and play in time, which is important for playing with other musicians and creating a good sound. 2, consistent rhythm. The metronome helps you maintain a consistent rhythm, which makes it easier to play with confidence and accuracy. That'll motivate you to keep practicing, is if you use the metronome, slow it down as much as you need to. 3, speed control. The metronome allows you to practice at a slower tempo and gradually increase the speed, which helps you build your skills and improve your playing ability. 4, versatility. The metronome can be used with any instrument or style of music, making it a versatile tool for musicians of all levels and genres. I believe that. And number 5, fun and engaging. Using a metronome can be a fun and engaging way to practice your music. As you experiment with different rhythms and tempos and challenge yourself to play with greater accuracy and precision. So they get those tips, and then we say, all right, we're going live. We go live on Mondays, where it's a chat just like this, where people interacted with each other. We have 12 members. We launched a couple of weeks ago. We went from 6 to 12, and we have 3 more that are we have 2 that are signing up May 1st, and we have 1 signing up in June. And I just want the right people on board. There are lots of ways, lots of people that you can study with, but if I'm the right fit for you, then just you can ask questions. You can email me, bob@iMusicAcademy.com, and I would love to hear from you guys. Even if I can help you with something else, I would love to do that. If anybody gets a bundle, you guys know that you immediately get access to the platform, and you could not only have the physical copies of everything, but you can decide, hey, I like this membership. I like the fact that I can go log in and go to any of these courses. Look how quick this is. So like, let's say I'm going to go to Blues Basslines Volume 1. I just click it and boom, there's the course, and there are all the examples. So what's cool about this is these are our alternate bass lines. So in just a second, it'll pull it up and you can watch the video of me playing it and teaching it, and then there's your sheet music right there. And when you're done, you say, all right, boom, I've completed that. And then it says, all right, Vicky or Ted, you've done 3 out of 10 lessons. And so I put tons of material in here. And another fun fact for anybody watching this is, if you are a member of our thing, it is less than one lesson with me, which I teach our lessons all the time. And so for literally investing in 1 lesson a month, you get access to all of this, which is kind of cool. Jeffrey, what's up, man? Jeffrey, I knew you were going to show up. Awesome, man. Great to see you. We have the family in here. It really is. The community aspect of what we're doing is so important to me. What I was going to say about the Blues Bassline course is you never have to pay for all the new courses that I put up, and even all of the unreleased courses and all the boot camps that I do. They all go for the blues stuff, all goes in the membership area. So we have so much even unreleased stuff. For instance, let me show you guys just something for fun that I have people working on, is the Transpose Toolbox. Let me show you this. This isn't even available, but the Transpose Toolbox, I'm going to hit access now and watch this. So here it is right here. It's all of these examples of, this is like a workbook. I don't know if you guys can see this here. This is something you can download right away, but it has everything. Like it's this idea of you're learning all these different patterns that fit right under the hand, blues and jazz and everything that fit right under the hand. And we learn how to transpose with 5-finger digital patterns. And there's so many that you can use, and they're so useful. And so like those things that aren't even out there on my website or anything. It's just stuff that I like to put in the membership area. So yeah, we launched within the last month, but we've been planning on doing this for a year and a half with my student group. And so anyway, Vicky and Ted, they're members, and we have 10 other people, and 2 people joined recently. Helga joined, and Paul G joined yesterday or the day before. So things are growing, and I'm very, very excited about having this platform, and I love teaching you guys. Thanks for letting me go live to our iMusic Academy on YouTube, And thanks for almost getting us. I was hoping we'd get to 10 likes before I signed off. I didn't really advertise too much that I was going live, other than I sent out these beginning blues sheets to our community. And if anybody needs any of those charts, you're just going to have to email me if you did not get them if you're not signed up to one of my email lists. Just email me, bob@iMusicAcademy.com, and I'll send you the beginning blues PDF if you want that. But anyway, I look forward to hearing from you guys. I hope that you have found this helpful. And I want to encourage you guys, most importantly, to have fun with all of this stuff. There's so much out there, and it's so easy to get overwhelmed. But I want to encourage everybody to find a community. I don't care if it's iMusic Academy or somewhere else, but find a place where you can connect with other musicians and even a teacher that works for you and your style, because it makes a huge difference. For me, this community and teaching, I've moved from just creating courses to courses in community. That's what I firmly believe in, because I've always taught private lessons. I still teach private lessons. I have room for 3 students locally, which I'm full. I can't teach anymore. And I teach online, a few students online. But that's all I have room for there. But this community, I've been able to get to know, and we've got people in Scotland and Belgium that are in this community, in California, in Florida, and they're all spread out, which we meet and we're online. We encourage each other. Ted, Vicky, Jeffrey, they're always encouraging each other, and we're in this together. So it's been a huge blessing to be able to do this. But find somewhere that you want to plug in and do that, because it'll make you get better. I feel like a much better player and teacher having gone through this online thing for 2 years. We go live every week, multiple times a week, and you never feel like you have to catch up. We reinforce all these things. I've got students at our Zoom class this last week. We had 2 people perform out of the 12, which was very cool. And right away, when we were using the metronome, it was amazing to watch how better things got after just using the metronome and practicing a couple different things. Well, hey, maybe try this and straighten it out, and then all of a sudden things sound really good. And Helga, our newest member, sounded like $1,000,000 and just tweaking a few little things, and so she sounded like a seasoned pro. And so anyway, I'm encouraged, and it's been great. So love to hear from you guys. Ted, awesome. Awesome, Ted. Ted, I hope you're resting your fingers so you can heal up again. All right, I'm hoping that my people who are watching this on replay are going to like this video. Let's get it up to 20 likes or so. And as a last thing that I'll say, because I do enjoy hanging out with you guys, if you guys know, if I ever say it's going to be a 30-minute, it might be a little bit longer than that. And the only reason is because I really do enjoy hanging out with our iMusic Academy family. You guys are family to me, and you know that. And so it's fun just to connect and talk about music and enjoy this process. We are about to hit 1 million on this one video, and we're going to do something really nice for I'm thinking a student who is into jazz. I think jazz is where we're going with this one, and we're going to help provide either lessons or scholarships or an instrument. We've done it before, and we're going to do it again. And so we've got to do that. We just hit 10 likes. Very cool. So just know that that's coming, and get ready. Let's see. Does anybody know how many views there are on the most popular video? Because at 1 million, we're doing it. I'm going to give away something to the iMusic Academy YouTube community, like a course or something. But we're going to do something bigger than that. We're going to get an instrument or provide lessons, or even, I like the idea of helping provide somebody with a jazz scholarship. We've done that before. I had one person, one of my students one time, this is crazy, but he invested in a kid to go to a jazz camp, paid for the entire thing. Very talented kid. And by the way, they helped get our iMusicAcademy family helped get an instrument, a trumpet for this young man. He went to the camp, the J.B. Eversole Jazz Camp, and paid for all of the expenses. It was over $2,000. How crazy and awesome was that? Yeah, good to see you, Fanny. All right, so I tell you guys that I need to know what our total is. I'll look it up right after we finish, but we're at least at 990 something thousand, and when we get to 1 million, we're going to make that decision on what we're doing. We're going to have to make it before that, but I also am the director of a School of Fine Arts. Just so you guys know, I'm not just freewheeling this. I've done this before many times, where we help raise money or scholarships for kids. I have another music camp, a 3-day music camp this summer, and through our church that we do, and we help provide things for kids, because you guys know this. If you're watching this right now, you know that music is just one of the many things that has a power to change people's lives, right? So we're going to do something fun, but it's sneaking up on us. So we'll have to figure that out. Yeah, Fanny, it's so good to see you. And everybody else watching. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. I hope y'all have a blessed day. Have an awesome day. Thank you for making iMusicAcademy special. Paul G is our newest member, and I actually wrote a blues for him. Everybody who signs up, of course, gets their own blues song or jazz song, and I kind of did a blues/jazz song for Paul G, and I'm going to write out the sheet music today, and I'll send it out to you guys. And as a last reminder for our Blues Academy is that tomorrow we're doing our lesson, our Zoom lesson, instead of Thursday this week. This is the only week that we're going to change the day, but tomorrow morning, 8:15 a.m. Central, we will do that. All right. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for hanging out on this channel. Jeffrey, always good to see you, brother. Very much appreciate it. Jeffrey's been with me for a long time on this channel. I appreciate it. Vicky, you've been here from the beginning. Ted, always good to see you. Thank you for your support, as well as everybody else tuning in. It was a lot of fun. We got a lot done. Use your metronome. Practice those 5 ideas. If you feel frustrated, practice one of the ideas. Slow, straight, have fun. See you in the next video.